peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
One, action.
Good morning, viewers, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much from the Political Command Center, miles away from Nairobi. Good morning, all of you in Nairobi, Miriam, and good morning, Karen in the coastal area of Kenya, and good morning, Professor Onyari in Nairobi. Thank you very much from the Political Command Center of the Legacy Trend. Good morning.
A very good morning to you, Doctor, and a very good morning to Professor, and a good morning to Karen there from Malindi.
Thank you very much. This morning we shall look at, will President Uhuru Kenyatta deliver the legacy of a united Kenya? 719 days so far left. Will he deliver the legacy of the Republic of Kenya? The legacy of united Kenya, a one Kenya, a Kenya without tribes, a Kenya without ethnicity. That's the topic today. What achievements has President Uhuru Kenyatta achieved so far? Thank you very much, viewers. And before I do that, we go into that topic. We would like to engage ourselves through Karen Josephs in Malindi. We want her to tell us the weather. I have the weather standby here from Nairobi. So I will help Miriam to read it for Nairobi. Thank you. For the next whole week, next week, we have it here. So thank you very much. Viewers, Malindi, over to you. Karen, take it away. Thank you.
Very good morning, Dr. Matanga. Good morning, Miriam at the studio. Good morning, Professor Jared and Wesonga in advance, and our fellow viewers in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kenya, and even beyond. This is Karen Josephs from Malindi, and I will take you through the weather today on Friday, the 21st. So what's happening in Malindi today? How's the weather? Can you go to the beach and all of that? So at 11 a.m., the weather will be partly cloudy. It will be 27 degrees Celsius. At 12 p.m., it will still be cloudy, and the temperatures will be 27 degrees Celsius. At 1 p.m., the temperatures will be at 28 degrees Celsius. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., we'll have it at 27 degrees Celsius. And then at 5 p.m., it will be at 26 degrees Celsius. At 6 p.m., it will be at 25 degrees Celsius. We'll have the sun setting in Malindi at around 6:23 p.m., and the temperatures will be at 25 degrees Celsius. From 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., it will be a little bit cloudy. It will be at 25 degrees Celsius. And then from 11 p.m., it will be 24 degrees Celsius. Then at 12 a.m., it will be 24 degrees Celsius. That's the weather for today at the coast of Malindi, Kenya. Back to you, Dr. Matanga and Miriam.
Thank you very much. Karen from Malindi, the Legacy Trend correspondent all the way from the coast. Thank you very much. Good morning. The weather in Nairobi is 17 degrees Celsius, cloudy. At 11, it will be 18 degrees. At 12, it will be cloudy still. At 1, it will be cloudy. At 2, will still remain cloudy. Up to 5 p.m., it will remain cloudy with degrees ranging from 18 degrees. At 11, it will improve in some parts. 19 degrees at 12, 20 it will improve, 20 degrees at 2, 21 at 3, 21 at 4 degrees Celsius, and 21 at 5, closing the day. Those going out tomorrow, the weather Saturday will be cloudy with 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Whatever you call it, Celsius. Sunday, the same. Monday, it will be shining a bit. Tuesday, shining. Wednesday, bit shining. We are going towards Jerusalem. You know, our weather in Kenya is changing towards September. And a Tuesday, shining a bit. Thursday next week, it will rain. So if you are planning to come to Kenya on tourist visa or tourists, there's still a lot of tourism going on. And believe me or not, most of the airlines are opening this month. So we expect quite a lot of tourists coming in, those who want to see the animals return to Serengeti. And perhaps today, a cloudy, currently very cloudy, the high will be 21 degrees. The low tonight will be 13 degrees. Wow! So wherever you are in Nairobi, get a new blanket, extra blanket. Some of us bachelors have to get extra blanket. Bought from the quilts. What are they called? Quilts. Is it correct? You don't need a quilt.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a quilt in Malindi, but you need several quilts in Nairobi, especially some of us who are in houses where if you are in Nairobi and you are single, or you are bachelor, or you are just a tourist, ask the hotel to give you a blanket. Yes, extra. Thank you very much. And what else can I say? I think visibility, if you are flying, if you are driving, please. The visibility is 9.7 kilometers. You know, Kenyans like to use helicopters too much. This is a very dangerous time for helicopters. Especially there's one man who is very used to helicopters. Please tell your pilot it's 9.7 from another region. 9.7 kilometers. Don't hurry. Some parts of Kenya, humidity is 83 degrees, like a Malindi. Last night you didn't sleep. So everything is here, brought to you to the courtesy of Punchline Africa Television, all the way from Nairobi back to Miriam. Thank you. I've done my job.
All right. Thank you so much there. Indeed, today is very cold. Where I am right now is about 17 degrees Celsius there. And as Doctor has said, so now after that weather update, let's get the update from COVID-19 and let's find out how we stand in regards to the confirmed cases, how many people have died, and also how many people have since recovered since then. And we start with Kenya, where the confirmed cases stands at 31,441. The death toll is 516. Recoveries is 17,869. Uganda confirmed cases 1,750. 19 people have died. Recoveries is 1,194. And we go to South Africa, 599,940 there. South Africa pushing 600,000 cases. And the death toll is 12,618. And recoveries is 497,169 cases so far. And also Burundi, not much has happened there in terms of the increase in figures. So we look at the total cases in Africa, 1,147,401. The number of deaths in the continent is 28,312. Recoveries is 870,770 cases. And the global cases right now stands at 22,863,422, and the death toll is 797,129, and the global recoveries right now stands at 15,518,901. So Dr. Kenyan statistics right now. We just surpassed 31,000. We are at 31,441. I don't know. Are we expecting to see perhaps us getting to 32,000 between today and tomorrow, or? And now that we know that the government has a shortage of reagents and the testing kits, I don't know. Maybe the figures will go down now.
First of all, Miriam, I want to just assure you that so far so good. Kenya has tried to do its level best. It is becoming more open and open. It is telling people to be very, 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 very careful, to continue washing hands. That's the only hope that we need to say. The whole battle of battles of all battles of COVID-19 come up here. The whole battle is to make sure that everything works, to make sure that things work. And the Ministry of Health has done its best. Of course, the Ministry of Health told us there was quite a lot of work to be done. And it is upon us, the citizens of this country, of every country in Africa, to help themselves. God helps those who help themselves. You don't sit there because God is upstairs. You don't sit and say it will be food will come. You have to go out and search for food. You have to go out and wash your hands, wear your mask, keep a distance. Don't go to unnecessary journeys. Unnecessary journeys. Please, if they are not necessary, sit at home with your children. Don't break the curfew. Let's be sober. Let's reason. This is a disease which is invincible, it kills, and nobody should tell you it doesn't kill. So thank you very much for that one. And I believe there is more to be done by the ministry. The ministry should simply not read notes. The ministry should change tactics and tell us the hard facts. Some of the hard facts, Professor, need to be told we are going to die. Yes. If we need to be told the truth, that this thing kills. So if you are careless, you are careless. It will catch you. If it is coming by lack of your not knowledge, let it be. Because the human body is full of all cells. Some of the cells are disease. I don't know whether you know that. All of us have our different diseases. But the time for them to erupt has not come yet. And we should tell each other the truth. Uhuru Kenyatta will not help you. When the disease strikes you, it strikes you. When you load the matatu with the disease, to overcrowd for people to smell each other, to kiss each other on their cheeks, while they are in a matatu, you are killing yourself. And that's the type of life that we must defend. I want to thank you very much. And the Professor, your comment, then I bring in the Daily News, Miriam reads the newspaper's headlines today.
And before the professor comes in, Prof, even perhaps when you respond to that, you also respond to this. It's on the Standard newspaper, just somewhere down there. It says, a pandemic gives Kenyans baby boom in December. Experts warn of a sharp increase in births starting December owing to rise in pregnancies as many couples are forced to work from home due to the virus. So as much as we are seeing the deaths coming, but now also experts are saying there will be a lot of births to be expected from the start towards the end of the year.
Miriam, you are bringing a story you don't yourself want to discuss.
No, page number 2 of the Standard. They wrote it, Doctor.
Okay then. Every time when I got inside, there is now the high rate of production.
Page number 2 on the Standard, Professor, even as we look at the deaths and why people should be cautious.
Miriam, before I comment on that, I want to say that
I am right.
That I want to associate myself with what Dr. Matsanga said, and I would only say that what's expected is discipline and behavior change. I come from area which is affected by malaria, and the government sometimes provides free mosquito nets. The government will not come to your house in the night to see whether you are sleeping under mosquito net. If you don't sleep under mosquito net, mosquito will come and bite you, and you get malaria, and malaria will kill you. Enough information has been given by the government of Kenya and what needs to be done. Wash our hands, keep social distance, say that you don't go to areas where you are not supposed to, sanitize, be your brother's keeper. And in fact, the government is not with you now. If you want to walk carelessly, you will kill yourself and you will kill. You know, there are some areas where the president had appealed to people, don't go to the rural areas. You will kill your parents, you will kill the aged people. And the people thought it as a joke, and they went. So I urge my fellow citizens that let them listen to the protocols given by the Minister of Health and the government and World Health Organization. And Miriam, believe me or not, the easiest disease to defeat is coronavirus. Wash your hands, keep social distance, be your brother's keeper. Go out when it is necessary. Don't be on a crowded places. Wear a mask. And imagine you have just defeated the disease. What you have said about the bus, it is true. And from my background of demography and population studies is that even when there are some areas where there's a blackout of electricity for some times, you find many babies are formed, are being created. Why? The couples are together. So now that they are together, the only thing they can do is to plan for their families. But and Miriam, there are some areas you walk in this country, let me tell you for sure, you cannot see a pregnant mom, you cannot see young children, and it's a point of worry. And if Corona is going to caution that, so be it, I support it.
All right.
Because there are some areas where you cannot find mamas who are pregnant expecting children, neither can you find young children. There are some sections in this country. Mm-hmm. So if Corona has forced the couples to be together and continue procreation the way God intended, I have no quarrel, but they should be able to brand.
Thank you so much, Karen. As much as, of course, the numbers of deaths are going up and the figures are going to up in terms of the people who are getting infected, but also, I don't know, some good news here, as on page 2 there, the Standard says, expectant Kenya awaits birth boom in December. So it's not all gloom and gloom. And the professor there brought even something very interesting, like a place where they're prone to blackouts. Also, they usually associated with a high number of expecting mothers. I don't even know how that works, but Prof knows. Karen.
Yes, first of all, before I talk of the birth and all of that, we talk of the COVID. And it's high time we know what obedience is and we put it into practice. The Bible said obedience is better than sacrifice. And right now, the only weapon that each one of us has in Kenya is obeying the protocols, obeying the guidelines. That's the only thing that will ensure our survival and continuity, Miriam. And talking of the birth, we expect, yes, it's very correct, because you would agree with me, if you're hungry and food is put before you, what will you do? You just eat. And people are working from home now. You're seeing somebody every other minute, so there's a probability of you making more and more children. So yes, I also expect that from December and even next year. I have no problem with that. However, I have a problem with people or kids or even children who will not make it to school next year. But as for those who are grown up, they have a right to do that. But as for the kids who will be going back to school, I expect, a reduction in the number of the girls who will be going back to school next year and the years to come, Miriam.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc. Okay, so even as we look at COVID-19 yesterday, the Ministry of Health has reported a decline in immunization of children after the outbreak, of COVID-19 in the country. So they're saying a lot of mothers are not even taking their children to be immunized. I don't know if they're afraid of the hospitals, they think the hospitals are infected, or what is the problem. And we know immunization, I think it's one of the things that and the vaccines, one of the things that perhaps experts have been trying to explain why perhaps the numbers in Africa are a bit low, because some of these vaccines and immunization that the children get here that sometimes are not offered in other parts of the world. So some parents might not understand how important this is, but they're scared of taking their children to the clinics to get immunized. So there is that concern that the Ministry of Health raised yesterday, even as we keep making more children.
First of all, Miriam, I'm happy to talk about this topic. For me, I've done my best on planet Earth. I've delivered 8 good children, all of them standing high. Last born is 21. Kenya cried some time and they said they did not have children. You know, the population was low. You remember? Those who have 1 kid produce now extra. Yes, and I'm telling especially the ladies on the panel, engage extra activities to produce more. The Bible says, Muzare Mware, produce and produce in the nations. Muzare Mware. Those listening in Uganda, my mother is laughing. Muzare Mware. That I have come back with the same thing that my father wanted me to do. Muzare Mware. How to be a very terrible preacher in Uganda. In fact, my preaching would be very miraculous. Because some of the things that I talk about happen. If I tell you, don't go on this route, we are going to find the policemen. And then you don't go, you find them. Several times with my driver, he can bear witness and testimony. One day we shall put him on camera to say what I've always been telling him. When I tell him, don't go this side, there's traffic, let's use this one. He says, no, we say, let's go this way. What do we do? We end up 3 hours. The flight I miss. From that day, I don't think he will ever argue with me. I missed a flight to a very important place. I was going to meet one of the African heads of state. My appointment had to be rescheduled because I was caught up in, this is a testimony. I'm a religious guy. Some people think I'm a mafia. I'm not. I'm religious. But I want you people to produce. Especially the areas of Northeastern should produce now. These women who are making too much noise in the Senate, they are wasting a lot of time in hotels in Nairobi. Go back and produce. That's what the report says. Pandemic has brought product. And the product is very clear. Do you know why? I think we discussed that subject on Monday. The anthropological, you know, the thing has brought back, the men are no longer drinking. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for cutting down some of these things. People used to go back in the morning at 8. Imagine a responsible father going to a nightclub like Moses Kuria does. He sleeps even in the nightclub. 7 o'clock, the last music is played. Then he wakes up, he goes to the helicopter. One day I refused him. I told the driver, don't drive to the airport. Don't. Because such a helicopter can kill people. So people are responsible now. People have gone back to their families. People have gone back. The Bazungu, especially Bazungu now. The operation is in London would be even more complicated. Because Bazungu know how to handle people. We Africans know how to just, you know what I mean. Eh?
Prof does not know what you mean.
No, unatoka huko, unagombanisha bibi. You are now quarreling with the wife. How will the wife be in the mood to give you a baby?
Okay, now let's postpone that counseling session to next time.
No, but Miriam,
yes.
The bishop was here telling us, is here. The chaplain said, it is not me who wrote it. The reason is why there is production.
Yes.
Is here. Am I wrong, Bishop? It is here. They have said COVID-19
yes.
has now brought people closer.
Yes.
Some men come and fight their women over food. Instead of making them happy, then produce kids.
Okay.
Sakaja is drinking throughout up to about 4 a.m. Had the police not seen him, would he be making babies? No. So we thank COVID-19 for coming in, and the people are going to make babies, and the Kenya population will rise, especially in the northeastern, so that we can calculate the amount of money based on one man, one vote, 1 shilling. I have no regrets. Kenya is not my country, but I cannot give one man, one vote in political suffrage, deny economic suffrage, give a man a half a loaf. No. No. Whatever formula you are bringing today, whether you agree or you don't agree is your money. But you cannot cheat the people of Central Province, of Nyanza, of Bungoma, of Rift Valley, because of politics. And then blame Uhuru Kenyatta. No way. One man, one vote, one loaf, 1 shilling. You don't, that's why now, maybe God brought this corona to increase the production. So the women, you know, one of the mistakes that Jubilee made is to pilot so many women. A deputy leader, a whip, selected by Jubilee, is leading a rebellion. You have left her as a deputy whip. Instead of going back to tell her people to produce more, she's busy making noise in town in Nairobi. Yes, sisi hapa tukatae kutoboa, kama tena unatushika sana tutatoboa. Tutakwambia we are our platform. Are we insulting anybody? Are we insulting anybody? We are not any TV who claim to have seen the minister talk when he didn't talk. We are not. We talk facts. That woman is a deputy whip of Jubilee Party. She should be stripped off that post. Jubilee should look at that, let her go and oppose us. But the president's agenda must go through. We are not going to keep, this is the legacy. I'm now talking from the political point of the legacy profession. We cannot have people pulling us down. We're already in the topic of will this legacy work? People are pulling the president down. Look at what is going on the State House social media. It is a fire. I've just gone in to silence the fire. It's there. We are hitting them. They are hitting us. We are hitting them. Some of these things are created by Machiavelli. Nikolai Machiavelli is laughing, telling us I'm not involved in the scandal. But how many scandals have you been involved in? Why don't you tell us of the previous scandals? Where is the money for Emerald and the Kimarol Dam? Return the bed sheets, spoons, cutlery, mattresses. Where were you taking these mattresses? Over 100 people were told to buy mattresses. To mattresses build a dam. Easy condo. This condo. Have you heard the word in Uganda we call condo? As you can see, Kisii man calls them condo also. Bakondo. Bakondo. You know, a pure condo man. So thank you very much. I am in for a legacy. Production is one of the centers for legacy.
And Doctor, you mentioned that story there.
Yes. Yes.
You've mentioned that story there by Deputy President, and it is on page 2 of the Star newspaper. And anyway, children are a blessing from God. So if you can have,
Miriam, I want to make this rider.
Yes.
You know, I'm a development person, and the worst thing I would ever do is to mislead the people of this country and the people who are listening to me. Yes, coronavirus has given you time, but for heaven's sake, plan for the families and for the children you will get. Second point here is, now that mothers are not going for clinics, it is high time now the government should consider coming, and we have said it here. For heaven's sake, even if what we say does not make sense, but there's someone go and think about it. Let them have mobile clinics, just going around the villages and have those children vaccinated. It is very important. If Muhammad, if the mountain cannot go to Muhammad, what Muhammad should do is to go to the mountain. There, the clinic and the nurses and the doctors, those who are charged with doing that kind of vaccination, just go to where they can find those parents. Once going through in a week, they can be able to, it can make a difference.
And also,
because what Corona has done has scared people and has put fear on people, and the people are suffering, Miriam.
And also, I would imagine, I don't know if they do that. The last time I was at clinics was so many years ago, I can't even remember. But I'm assuming they leave their contacts there. Then perhaps if you see a mother has not brought her child for immunization or vaccination or whatever it is that they should be doing, they're supposed to follow up. Because if you put mobile clinics, that might be a bit tedious and we may not have enough resources. But maybe they could just labor a few of the staff there, just call and make follow-ups and find out what is the problem so that the mothers are encouraged to come and bring the children to receive those very important services there. I think that would work. Just a follow-up. All right. So that story, Karen, do you have anything to add on top of that?
I am not going to allow this to pass. I am not encouraging bad behavior. I am encouraging people to go back and produce children. I'm not encouraging bad behavior. And it is not me who wrote the story. So, Professor, please don't put Amatugembwa Kunze. Don't put the ears on me. Not
children who are not being planned for.
No, but I did not encourage you to produce unplanned children.
He's just responding for the story on the paper, Doc.
The people of Northeastern should go now back and produce children.
Maybe they don't want, like me, I have one child, I don't want any more children, so you can't force me to have
That's now your problem.
Yes.
That's your problem. You don't want more, that's your problem. Yes. Some of us have 80 children. You don't want more. Who are you? Are you God? You are the people who bring the disease. You know, the disease could come for you, and that because you have refused to take it up.
Disease is there for everybody. You have
if you produce more children, you could bring more difficulties. But the thing is this, Miriam, you have stuck with one because you manage one.
Yeah, I just don't have to.
I agree. You manage one. Some of us have 8 kids.
And that's a good thing.
We manage them.
Yes.
I grew my children a single parent. Wait first. I grew my children a single parent. The first 5 children as a single parent. And I washed their knickers, their underwears, everything. There are 5 girls and 3 big children. They are boys. I suffered. And I'm happy, I'm proud. I want other people to take my example.
I don't want to suffer. When you say you
brought
suffer,
children, not to be told you have brought a vaccine to injure you, to kill you, while America is increasing. Hey. America is increasing population. We are not increasing population.
okay.
The Bible doctrine says, Muzare muhare, produce and produce.
And the reality says produce as much as you can take care of.
You are changing a doctrine where even women who don't produce go and look for other women who don't produce. This thing is beginning
Doctor,
now.
that's a totally different subject.
That is fine. We are saying let us get children whom we can cater for,
You
take
can
for
take
school,
care
for
of.
clothes for, give them
Yes.
food, to give them medical facility. Let us not get babies
For the sake
whom
of just
we cannot be able to bring up. That's what we are saying.
And then-
Was told you there are hospitals
Yes.
in Isiolo that are empty. Today, the hospital in Isiolo is empty. There are no patients. So hospitals in Wanjiru are empty.
Even in
People
some
have
parts,
shifted
some
to
parts of
Isili.
central Kenya.
Why is Isili loaded? The whole population is in Isili.
Yes.
The disease is hammering Nairobi. More patients in Nairobi than there are in Wanjiru, Isiolo, Mandera, Moyale. Explain it to me. Samburu, the hospital is open. There are no patients. Because people have concentrated on negative publicity against the areas which have developed. You are not developing your area. 7 years of devolution money. You are still crying. You haven't put up a good hospital where patients could be flown in from Nairobi and charge them money. One of the disagreements between me and Museveni is one, the hospitals. My father brought a hospital in 1968. Obote built 100 hospitals. If you go and look at the state of those hospitals, cows are grazing in the theater. Why don't you surrender this hospital, lease? I am a man from that area. Surrender me that lease. I have got international friends, doctors who will come as a group. We paint it, we lease it from the government, we pay the lease money, we put up a hospital to help those guys. We charge some money and charge halfway. And treat some patients for free. People should start thinking. The government should start thinking on giving private investors to build their private hospitals with a helicopter pad. Somebody let me tell you, if Duale built a hospital in what is his consequence? Garissa. Do you know that the people would fly there every weekend to go? Yes, you get specialized doctors. You go to Cuba and get 10 doctors of your own. Pay them. I swear, if people hear that the cure medicine is there, how many of us will drive to Garissa? Very many. We are living in a capitalist state. We are not living in a communist state where you should wait for things from the government. It's a competition. So let the people start thinking instead of looking at Uhuru Kenyatta to provide. Uhuru Kenyatta can provide, can put the basis, the road, the tarmac road up to Muyale. Walai, it It is like you can drive until God calls you. If you drive badly, the God will call you. Because the car, you need two drivers. Because when the stretch becomes too long, you see a mirage and you think you have landed on a hill. You overturn. So this time has come. That's not to produce far. You know what it means? To produce far. Professor, you know it. You go here, get a child. Go here. No. We are looking at systematic production. Organized production. Man with a woman you love. A woman you love, like a medium. You love a woman, you have her. You love a Karen, that is your partner. The woman you love, not kila pale usukume, hapana. That will increase the population of Kenya. It is not me, it is not Professor, it is not her. Karen is looking at the daddy will allow her to get a man at a certain stage. So should she be restricted to one kid?
That's a personal choice. It's not restricted.
No,
it's a personal
choice. You are the people denying us the benefits of future presidents.
That's a personal choice. I mean, that's a personal choice.
A future president could be among the ones you have denied. If you have one, you have denied that the future girl president.
You're sounding like my mother.
Let the people choose.
You're sounding like my mom. Stop. But Karen, your take on this as we move on to the topic of the day. Yes.
Yes, all of you are correct in your own way. However, talking of the immunization, I was about to come in earlier before Dr. contributed something. I think it's as the government works on, having the mobile clinics, because it is a good idea, and also doing a follow-up. The nurses calling the last time you're here and doing the follow-up. I think it's also the responsibility of a mother, to make sure that your child is immunized, because you're saving this child from a lot of stigma. We've seen people who have not been immunized against polio, and if this person walks past you, people are all eyes on him or her. The stigma is just too much for these people. So as a mother, work on saving your child, save her or him from the stigma in future. And also things like COVID, we've had rumors that it has not affected the Africans that much because of these immunizations that we have here and they're not offered somewhere else. Okay, I'm not saying COVID could be one of the reasons, but then we have other diseases that could come up in future. So work on protecting, safeguarding the immunity of your child, because the hospitals, I think the hospitals are one of the safest areas you can take a child to for immunization, because they are following the protocols and all of that. And the last time I checked, these isolation centers are not even close to where these child clinics are. They are very isolated, kind of secluded, away from where we have these clinics. So as a mother, safeguard the immunity of your child and even protect this child from stigma in future. That was it, maybe.
All right, very well. And also an update, mass production of locally manufactured intensive care unit ICU beds is set to kick off from next week after 3 innovators obtained certification. Paul Wanguraro, Mungai Gadongo, and Joseph Kamwaura among those who obtained the certification from Kenya Bureau of Standards to make 500 such beds for the government. You remember the young men who won the who are given the 32 million Kenya shillings lucrative contract. They are the young innovators. Yeah, so I think it's a good thing. So Kenya Bureau of Standards (KEBS) was going through the certification process, and now they have been cleared to now go ahead and make the 500 beds for the government, and that should go and encourage more young people to be innovative. You never know, you could be having an idea of that is what you're looking for, and could help us save a lot of money and also just make you rich overnight. All right, so now let's get to our topic of the day, and that is the President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy. Will the president deliver the legacy of unity of purpose? And today I see an advertisement here on a leaflet on the Standard somewhere down here saying, keeping the promise, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta will today issue over 30,000 title deeds to plot owners of the Embakasi Ranching Company. So President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to do that today. Doctor, President Uhuru Kenyatta has decided to take matters in his own hands. He realized his legacy was at jeopardy. Is it too late, or he still has time to make up?
No. It's not too late. Miriam, it's not too late. President Uhuru Kenyatta has generals like us. We have volunteer generals, and he should not fear. We should not fear. Mzee, go out and do what you can. Deliver those pledges. It is not yet too late. On the question of delivering land titles, thank you. We shall help. We are doing our last term. Those who want to hang can hang. We are going on the journey. President Uhuru Kenyatta will finish a legacy, leave a united Kenya. Together with Raila, they have to finish and bring unity amongst Kenyans. There is no shortcut here. Don't bring in your politics. You who want to be obsessed with power, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. But it's going to burn you ahead. You might not even have a running mate. Yes, you might not. Go ahead. You tried. You started too early. You have refused to help the president. You are now telling people to fix him of corruption. You are even writing on the paper that I'm not corrupt. But we have not forgotten Emerald and the Kimeroro Dam. We have not forgotten Canal, Sergeant Canal. We have not forgotten some of us. Are very bitter. That young man lost his life in that office. People have not forgotten. It's very bad for people to forget you when you have been killed. Walai ya Mungu, nyenye wa Kenya, Professor, don't try to tell me these things. Don't. If you are the parent of that young man, Kenel, who was killed because of a botched deal, where people went on changing figure, or I was not in the office, or my office is empty, my office is used. Jamen, nyenye, cry for other people. And then we are here pretending I'm innocent. I have no problem. I am not in corruption.
Doctor, that story you're referring to, it's good that you brought it up. I'd forgotten about it. Let's talk about it. Yes.
I have, you know what? Why I took a peace mission. I have suffered. That's why you see me breathing like it is. It's a peaceful mission.
It's a peaceful mission.
I've suffered.
But that tweet,
I started
Doctor,
suffering way back in 1977. I've just lost last week my last uncle, who encouraged me to go ahead and fight for the world, when some people were still looking for shoes in Otieno's home.
Onyango. All right.
But you have now accumulated the wealth, and you want to walk over everybody, trying to convince us that you are very clean. Apana muwache. Close the chapter and let's go to another subject. Muwache. Yenye unatisha Uhuru Kenyatta kila siku. What has Uhuru Kenyatta done? What has Uhuru Kenyatta stolen? Here, tell me. If you came as a beggar and today you have money, where did you get it? Where did you get it? Tuambiane ukweli. Some of us are not kids. We are not children. I was born 64 years ago. Kutishatisha watu because you have stolen money. You frame stories at night. You go to Standard newspaper, write this story. I will defend it tomorrow. Have you ever seen him in the Standard newspaper publishing a story? Wacha. Wacha. You are Kenyans. We shall defend Uhuru Kenyatta. The legacy trend can be in England, can be in South Africa, can be in Tanzania. We can defend him anywhere. And you are not going to stop us from defending him. You go slow. Go slow. Walai, go slow. You are Uhuru. You are threatening Uhuru every time. Uhuru anafanya hii. Uhuru anafanya hii. What has Uhuru done? Uhuru gave you the mandate to go ahead to prepare projects. You prepared hot air. You told the people to bring some money at the end of every May. How do you, let me ask you, Miriam, have you forgotten the helicopter men? Have you forgotten the group of helicopter? What were they called?
Sky Team.
Sky Team. Murkomen is the head of Sky Team with Kindiki. And then they said there are younger men who are very innocent going to lead Kenya. What Kenya? What Kenya? Professor Wanyari, what Kenya? You Kenyans who are here, shame on you. Is this the Africa we want? Is this the Africa we want? How much money was collected by the Sky Team from managing directors? Is that Kenyatta who sent them? Then you have a man who has been given the responsibility, writing rubbish. Akuje anibebe anitoe. Tuone. Kuja. Nyenye msitetishe watu. Hi. You have molested Uhuru Kenyatta from morning paka evening paka midnight. I'm defending the legacy here. You write your books, write your emails, I'll also write. I have even now a very good dossier that came from a system somewhere. I have it. Big one. Kumbe. You think we don't know? Wacha. Wacha kutisha watu. Uhuru has done his best. Uhuru has put up a good governance structure where people loot. And those who have looted are not protected by Uhuru. Don't tell a lie that Uhuru is protecting any looter. Uhuru has sacrificed his ministers, his best friends, who have been corrupted by his own man, whom he calls brother. Who made that minister Henry, what is his name?
Teach.
Rotich, to steal the money. Who made him? Where's our money? Where's the money for the people of Elengoya Marakwet? Where's the money for the dam? That you put the president, put the clip. Put that clip here. Put it. Put the clip when he came back to the court. Put it now, Stephen. We have evidence. He said not 21 billion, 7 billion was taken. Where is the 7 billion? The Italian who took the money hasn't died of COVID. I and Mbijiwe, we have been focusing on that Italian. The one who took the money for COVID, because he can come back and say he has died. He's still alive. I know his address. In fact, if planes start moving quickly, I will knock on his address. I'm also in Europe. I'm an operator. I'm an operator. I will be on his door. Paka alete hizo pesa za Kenya. In Europe, huyo that Italian, I will be in Sicily daytime, and fly out, where will you get me? Yeah. Some of us have done so many things. Yeah, Muwache. We shall, Mr. Mbijiwe, the next move is to look for that guy. We want to ask that Muzungu, where is our money? We have friends in Italian intelligence who can ask him. I am going to trigger my friends in the Italian intelligence to look for that guy there. He can't take all that money and then people come here and sit and blame Kenyatta every day. No. Iowa. If you don't know what Iowa means, you should know. No. Karen just summarize the achievements the president has done. And I will close the chapter of the legacy.
Okay, I will take you through the achievements of our President Uhuru Kenyatta, beginning with the universal health coverage. The universal health coverage has facilitated training of 200 specialists through fellowships, placed 2,717 degree holders for internship, including 2 months rural experience, placed 4,000 diploma holders, interns, to primary health care facilities, and placed 5,493 final year KMTC students on attachment for a period of 4 weeks to 3 months to boost the healthcare human resources that is currently overstretched. And then we have 14 counties that have already expanded their health infrastructure, including additional maternity wings, and have operationalized more health facilities by increasing both the human resource and equipment. Apart from that, the ministry has also reviewed the Kenya Essential Medicine List that has been on spotlight for corruption allegations. That is on universal health coverage. One more thing on universal health coverage, the ministry has provided basic equipment specifications to KEMSA to enable monitoring of the prices of medicines, vaccines, and other medical supplies for standardization purposes, and thus reducing out-of-pocket expenditure for Kenyans accessing medical services. On affordable housing program, the housing program has made significant progress in laying the groundwork for affordable housing, this by developing suitable policy guidelines such as subsidized land tax and breaks on land such as stamp duty waivers, controlled prices, and affordable financing for the house with flexible payment options. That is not all. With the seed funding provided by the National Treasury to a fine of 188 billion Kenya shillings during the 2020/2021 financial year, other anchor projects comprising over 100,000 units will be commissioned and contributed further to the achievements required for the realization of the 500,000 affordable homes. On manufacturing sector, recently the cabinet approved the Kenya investment policy, which is geared towards increasing transparency, inclusivity, sustainable development, economic diversification, domestic empowerment, global integration, and investor-centeredness of Kenya's business environment. That is not all. Kenya has also been able to improve on its ranking on the Ease of Doing Business Index from position 136 in 2016 to position 56 in 2020, as more emphasis has been put into enhancing the regulatory environment, adoption of system automation, which has made business registration easier, speedy cargo clearance, improved border movements, and having business direct investment. Recently, the cabinet approved the Kenya investment policy. So I read that the Special Economic Zones Act was enacted, and regulations gazetted to facilitate firms operating in the zones, and it has a big role in attracting high net worth investors into the country to mainly set up export-oriented enterprises, therefore increasing the FDI inflow and employment opportunities. On food security and nutrition, the government has implemented several projects and programs, including the 6 billion Galana Kulalu irrigation scheme to cushion Kenyans from food insecurity. The project aims to bring down the price of maize, as well as reduce poverty levels through employment. Another program, Kenya Climate Agricultural Project, being implemented in 24 counties, the small-scale irrigation and value addition project in 3 counties, and the drought resilience and livelihood support program in 7 counties. The ministry is also working together with counties to implement several food security initiatives, including the development of livestock identification and traceability systems. Database will be piloted in the 5 counties covering 40,000 cattle, and the region's pastoral livestock insurance project covering 14 counties to boost pastoral residents and food production in ASAL areas through the Kenya Livestock Insurance Project. 19,600 tropical livestock units covering 18,012 households have been insured in 8 ASAL counties, hence cushioning farmers from sudden losses due to calamity like drought and famine affecting these areas. That is all we have today from the achievements of the president. Thank you very much. Back to you, Daktari and Miriam.
And the rest of the panel. Thank you very much, Miriam. Thank you very much, Karen, for reading the legacy trend. In summary, let's not look at the negatives only. Let's look at the positives. Let's look at what the president has achieved, what the government has achieved. Despite all this negative, there are certain things. Kenya does not move upside down. Cars are not driven towards on the right-hand side when they are supposed to be on the left, like in Somalia. We are not a pariah state. This country is not a pariah state. This country of Kenya is a great country. The president has tried to do what he can. And as a legacy trend, we appeal to people to support where possible. Difficulties have been there. People let down the president at a certain time. But we are catching up with time. And that's the end of this show. Good morning, Africa.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.